Welcome again, YouTube. This is Uncle Soul. Today is going to be a special edition. We're not reviewing shoes today. We're going to be talking about shoe tech. In my news section, is it shoe tech or snake oil? Let's get started. I'm trying out a new kind of video today where we're talking about the shoe tech instead of the shoe itself. If you like what I'm doing, please remember to like and subscribe. That'll tell YouTube's algorithm that I'm doing the right thing and I should keep doing it. Today, we'll be talking about the energy return systems. And in our last 3 videos, we've been talking about aggressive, mild, or non-existent energy return. So what does that all mean? How does it work? Does it work? For an uncle like myself, what are you actually looking for? The first major part of energy return system is the foam. We'll quickly cover what's on the market today. The first thing, it's EVA. In my hand is Formula 23, which is a Nike product. There's also Cushalon and Phylon, which are also Nike products. Next thing we have is the TPU. The most famous TPU is the Adidas Boost, but I don't have one in my hand right now. But this is from the Series Player 1, their new Quick 2.0. It's made of an ATPU. The third one is the TPE or Pebix. In my hand is one of the samples of TPE, which is the Nike React, and also the Leaning Boom. To add a little more confusion to the foam game, many brands have started blending different foams together, which blends the properties and creates something completely unique. One of the examples is the Nike React. It is a TPE based foam mixed with EVA. Now, the more you look into foam, the more confusing it gets, because aside from blending foam, there's also a process called supercritical foaming or chemical-free foaming. Boom is one of the more well-known products out there of supercritical foam. It is a Pebix-based foam that has been supercritical with some sort of gas, which changes the property of the foam itself again. Generally speaking, Pebix foam are highly bouncy, as we all know, very unstable. In the case of Zoom X and other Pebix foam, they're not very durable and tends to bottom out very quickly. Boom, however, retains most of the properties of Pebix, except it is significantly more durable than other Pebix foam on the market. Basically, with all the mad scientist shit that's going on in foam, knowing the base foam doesn't really help you in choosing which one you should go with. And not to make myself important or my fellow reviewers, the best way to actually know which foam to choose is actually buying the shoe. And if you're on a budget, unfortunately you're gonna have to rely on us to tell you if the shoe is bouncy or not based on the foam. I'll cover the major foam that's currently on the market, so it gives you a quick idea which one you should choose going forward. So let's start the rapid fire of foam properties. The first one is Phylon, which is a Nike product. It is firm, it has pretty good impact protection, it is very cheap to make, that's why a lot of Nike products have Phylon, and it has no energy return. Next one is Cushalon or Formula 23. They're the same thing. Great impact protection, very mushy, heavy, no energy return. And from Adidas, we have the Light Strike, which is similar to Phylon, a very firm foam generally. The exception is in Dame 9, somehow the Light Strike bouncy. And also from Adidas, there's the Bounce and Bounce Pro. Soft, great impact protection. They're similar to Cushalon, energy return is not so great on them. Speaking of energy return, and from Adidas, it's the Boost. It is soft, great impact protection, good energy return, but they're a little heavy and somewhat durable. Following the Boost, there's the Light Boost, 30% lighter than Boost, no other property. Moving on to New Balance, there's a Fresh Foam, which is a great impact protection cushion, some energy return. Next up we have the Nike React, pretty good impact protection, pretty durable. However, because it's mixed with EVA, the energy return is not great, somewhat decent. Also from Nike, the Zoom X, great impact protection, light, great energy return, extremely unstable, extremely not durable. We've talked about Pebix foam. There is the Leaning Boom. Again, great energy return, great impact protection, lightweight, not stable, very durable. From the 361 Degree brand, we have the Quick CQT. Bouncy, great energy return, impact protection, lightweight, and pretty durable, also unstable. From Puma, there's the Nitro and Nitro Plus, I believe. Bouncy, soft, not very durable, but good energy return. As well, even though they're not quite foam, actually they're not foam at all, there is the Tri and True Zoom Air, Zoom Turbo, Zoom Strobo from Nike. Impact protection is great. It has been around for very long, and energy return is also good. However, because of them being a basically air pocket, it's really difficult to implement them into a full energy return process. So they're really an isolated unit in most cases. And that covers the quick rapid fire of foam. If you have a favorite foam, feel free to leave it in the comments below and let me know. On to the second part of the energy return system, which is the shank and plating. Traditionally, a shank and plate is used for torsional support to make sure that the shoe is not putting too much stress on the user. In the Kobe 5, there is a carbon plate right down the middle here that creates great middle torsional support for the shoe. But as we move along, the idea always comes, why not make it bigger? And the Nike Alpha Fly is one of the first examples of that in the running shoe game. What that creates, and a lot of Western brands followed afterwards, is that they realized that a bigger plate across the forefoot and the back and the heel creates a springboard effect that actually have some energy return attached to that, as the plating likes to return to its natural form. Most Western brands are still stuck using basically an extended shank, while the Chinese brands have utilized, in a lot of cases, a full-length plate, which creates a much more dynamic energy return system when combined with the foam. So there's two types of plating in the current market. The first one is carbon plate. Carbon plates are generally more expensive, but they are lighter, they're more flexible, they have higher rebound rate, they're also very durable as they're carbon plate. However, with the higher energy return, it also comes with higher stress to the user. The second system is plastic plate, TPU plate, or a Pepix plate. They're all under the same category because they're all plastic. These plates are generally cheaper. The rebound on these varies. Usually they're thinner, so they're lighter, but if they want a higher rebound rate, they'll have to be thicker, and they're usually located closer to your foot due to the structure of plastic. Unfortunately, that creates a little bit of a hardened effect on the bottom of your foot, so it's not as comfortable. And durability, a carbon plate is significantly more durable than your plastic plate. And the rule of thumb is bigger plate equals more return equals higher stress to the user. And what do I mean by that? In running shoes, there is a cadence requirement for some of the carbon plating shoes, as if you don't run fast enough, the carbon plate would rebound quicker than the user is taking steps, which usually kicks back at the user and creates discomfort. In basketball, such as the case in a Bioshock BB, if you're not fast enough, not floaty enough, you end up fighting the plate as you're trying to suppress the energy coming from the plate itself. To add complexity to a basketball shoes, we're not always going north-south like in running. When we go side to side, the energy return we require from the shoe has to be directed. Therefore, the plate has to be flexible enough to create energy laterally or diagonally in some cases. So that adds even more technical difficulties when designing a carbon plate or designing any plate for a basketball shoe. So some of the new tech that's come along in the Chinese brand that attempts to fix this is a new process they have combined with supercritical foaming, is to insert their plating, whether that be carbon or TPU, while they're going through the foaming process. What that creates is a combined foam and plate system that actually creates a lot of harmony and synergy. Obviously, the number one example is the Li-Ning carbon core drive, but we have also covered the 361 quick float system that also achieve the carbon plated mold foam system. Li-Ning has also went one step further and has started the TPU molded foam process, which you can see in the new Jimmy Butler budget shoe, the Buckets, or the Yushua 19. So what does these molded system and single piece system actually accomplish? They're significantly more flexible than inserting a plate above, middle, or below midsole. They actually has lower stress to the user despite having a carbon plate, for example. Energy return from the plate itself, if not used, is actually suppressed by the foam's energy absorption. So it doesn't rebound harshly into the user as badly as the old carbon plates. So uncles such as myself, what do we need to keep in mind? Very simple. Higher energy return, higher trigger requirements, higher stress, but higher fun. If you're ready for that kind of shoe which gives you a lot back, by all means go for it. If you can find a balance between the two, that's great. Maybe that means you don't play with a high energy return shoe all the time, or that means you should find something with a more mild energy return. That's up to you to decide. Personally, I really like to feel the energy return from a shoe whenever I can, so I actually choose more aggressive systems. I don't use it as often as I would like, simply because my legs can't handle that kind of stress. This prevents me from getting injured from the shoe. At the same time, I still get to have a lot of fun when I am in good condition. So that ends today's shoe tech talk. I hope you enjoy it. Just a heads up, as we all know, this year is the year of Mamba, Kobe's year. We'll be doing some Kobe special in the following months. Some of them are exciting, some of them are interesting. I hope you all tune in for that. I won't be detailed reviewing all of Kobe's shoes because I don't have most of them, as they're quite expensive. But with what I have, there are some really fun projects that I'm tackling in the coming up months, and I can't wait to share the results with you guys. The first project that I'll be doing, that I should be covering in maybe a month or two, is make Kobe 8 great again. As we know, the Kobe 8 is one of the nicest and most beautiful Kobe's out there. However, there is one major flaw with this shoe, and a couple other minor flaws. In the coming month, I'll be modifying and customizing my Kobe 8s in an attempt to fix that glaring problem. So I hope you'd stay tuned and come support the video whenever it's available. If you like shoe review, you can see above, those are my current shoe review. You can check them out. Until next time.